Hello, yet another tutorial here. In this tutorial, we are going to consider using the signature line of Microsoft to sign off our document. In fact, once in a while, or sometimes you want to share a document and yet have a control over it such that you can still verify the document's integrity after it went through the hands of others. By simply inserting, scanning and inserting into your document, you can have that document edited by somebody and come back to claim they didn't modify that, because you don't have control. You only attach your signature, mean a digital document, soft copy, right? So with the Microsoft's signature line, we can actually sign our document with our name and a certificate, kind of, which we can actually verify as to whether when the document went and came, it has been modified. And if the situation demands that it doesn't get modified at all, and it is final, then once somebody modifies the document after you have signed it as final, then that invalidates the document. Think of a situation where you need that, but it's very important. Very. Because sometimes you actually need to cover yourself up by ensuring the document that you are dealing with is exactly as you left it and you want it, and that it has not been modified in any way. Once you sign it as final, anybody modifying it, that signature will drop off the document, and that invalidates the document. So once you are insisting on the fact that the person must keep the document as it came to them, they must do that. Once they attempt to do any changes, it will always give them the chance to edit anyway. But once they edit, since you tell them, because you have the option of even telling them why you have signed the document off as final, that is, if you choose that. So once you enable that, you are covered. So let's get started and use that. You find that it is very useful. So I'm already having my Word open, and to insert the signature, in fact, I would rather want to demonstrate something. Let me open a document with a signature and show you what I mean by this. Open some documents recently manual signed. Right, this is a document which has been signed with the signature. This document needs to be signed. It has not been signed. You can sign it. It needs to be signed. That is what it's saying there. That yellow bar at the top there is telling me document needs to be signed, because I actually signed it and then it deleted the signature later on. But can't you see there is a signature here? So why is it still telling me it needs to be signed? So it means it has not been signed in such a way that I have power over it, that where it goes and comes, I can actually tell whether my document has been tampered with or has been modified. So this one is like signing on hard paper with your pen and scanning it and inserting it in the form of a picture, as a picture. But I'm talking of a situation whereby I sign off, and then when the person picks the document, they can be told the document has been signed and then as final and cannot be edited and should not be edited, but they still give them the document still give them the option to go ahead and tamper with it. If they tamper with it too, then you can argue your document has been modified and cannot be seen as the rightful document to be dealing with if it comes to even legal. So we are going to sign this document. We are going to open that new other document because I don't want to deal with this one. I'm going to open the next document. Let me just put this guy at the side there. I'm going to go into the next other document. This is a new document I have gotten open. To sign a document, you have to go to insert, and instead of going to picture, whereby you insert a picture of a signed signature, digital version of a picture you have, a signature you have scanned, or if you followed another tutorial I did, you sign it directly by scribbling on the screen. Then all those can be taken off, or the document can be modified while that signature is there. But this one I'm going to teach you, you will have the document warning the person, Master, you are going to tamper with this document and it has been signed as final and should not be modified. But if you can go ahead and modify it, and once you tamper with it, it is invalid, a document. So I will go to insert, and we'll go all the way to the extreme right there. You can see signature line, where you can insert a signature line and then go ahead and use that signature line to sign, to put your signature there, which can still either be that picture you have there in the other document I showed earlier, or just by initialing or writing your name in there, and then that makes the document signed. So let's see. We are going to insert the Microsoft Office signature. Here, don't deal with this signature service because we are going to sign it ourselves, issue the signature ourselves, the digital ID ourselves, and sign it, the document. Otherwise, you can go ahead if you have subscribed to some paid signature services which are always taking you online. But in this case, we are signing the thing and then making sure we can argue out by saying the document, once we open it in the computer where the document signature was created, we can validate it or verify that the document was tampered with. So now we will rather say okay, just say okay, and then it gives us the option to give the signer, let's say, your name, your full name, first name, last name, or other, and then the signer's title, if you are the deputy director, chief executive, whatever the big posts the world has been dealing with and enjoying them. And then you have the signer's email if you want to put that there. And then this is what I was talking of. If you check this one to allow the signer to add comments to the sign dialog, then the person will have the box will be added during signage, so that the person can state why they are signing it off as final, and that gives some comment there, not only necessarily explaining why they shouldn't tamper with the document to invalidate it. So let's check that as well for us to see how that works. And then we can also show the date the document was signed in the signature line if we want that. Otherwise you uncheck them. So but I want us to see all that. So I haven't added anything there to sign. I can go ahead and type some name Just type some name, some there. So that's some name. If you enter, you meet a Dagati man, the person will tell you this name is what I've typed is some name, somebody's name. There, not there. This is there or there. So we go ahead and give a title to the person. So this is CEO. CEO of some company. Go ahead and say, okay, I don't need to give any email. Right? Once I click, you can see that has appeared here. This is the signature line that has been inserted. Notice the names. Look at it. That's the signature line that has been attached. Once you see this, it means you can now go ahead and then initial it off as your signature, or actually sign with your signature, which is stored as a JPG or PNG, those picture file types. So we're going to sign it with that picture because I've actually stored that as a picture file in my computer. So let's go ahead and double click in this signature again, and still avoiding that automatic default highlighting of signature services. We are not using any signature service. We'll go ahead and say okay. Once you say okay, we haven't saved our document, so let's go ahead and save it with some name. Alright, so I just save it as signing. Forgive me, I'm standing outside there right around 6 p.m. so you won't be seeing my face that much, but that is not too important. My computer screen is what is important to you now. So I save it as signing a doc and then say save. Now once I do the saving, it was complaining about it now brings me to the where I was signed. So in that place I could have written some initials there like SD for that somewhere there, or actually going ahead and look for where I stored that picture. Then sign, my picture is called sign 2. Sign 2, that's the one I want to use to sign, and that is a signature that has appeared. So I go ahead, and because you remember earlier on while we were inserting this signature line, we had the option to let the signer give a comment section for the signer. That is what has brought this box where the cursor is jumping. So in this case, I can go ahead and give some reason, give some comment. Please note that any modification of this document renders it invalid. Alright, so we sign. Your signature has been successfully saved with the document. Right? If your document is changed, your signature will become invalid. So we have that telling the person who has just signed. So now we have signed it, and notice here at the top there that marked as final. So once we have signed, the document has been marked as final. Right? So you can go ahead and edit it. If you click edit anyway, then this invalidates this document, right? So once we close this document, it goes. So let me just close everything and go ahead and open my Word again. Now open that my document. So this document is opened again. So wherever they shared this document, when the person opens, I expect it to be like that, and actually having that yellow bar at the top there warning the person, letting the person know that this document has been finalized. So if it's a legal document that is going back and forth between us, then you are not supposed to place smart at any point trying to do any changes to it, because maybe the document is voluminous, and then squeeze something in to have me pay for it later on. So let's go ahead and try to edit it and see what happens. If you go and do an edit anyway, your document gets invalidated. So here, editing will remove the signature in this document. Do you want to continue? So if you really don't want to catch yourself, then you say no, so that you don't want to continue. So this document remains valid. Otherwise, if we had said yes, this very picture here, this signature here would have gone off and then actually allow us to do any editing. But for now, it is still a valid document, marked final. And when you should click any of these menus there, you will see that almost all the menus, the buttons there, have been disabled. So you cannot even use them to do any modification to this document, because we want to insist that the finalized point is maintained. All right. So that is how it is. So this document is signed forever until one decides to modify it, either by file agreement or that makes it an invalid document. So thank you for viewing, and then I hope to share more in the future. Don't forget to subscribe anyway, so that you can keep getting some of these useful tips from me once in a while. Thank you.